Hello, adventurers and friends, subscribers. This is the Solitary GM. We're here to play a little around with the Snap Oracle, that 3x5 note card Oracle that we started off with. And if you missed that first video, I'll link to that at the end of this one or down in the description or both. You may want to check that one out first. I'm not going to show the Oracle this time, at least up close. You can kind of see it in the background over here now, with a few characters for some visual eye candy. Other than that, we have Mr. Avius turned out to be a bit unscrupulous in our last initial adventure. When our character Lucriusious showed up to as an employment with him, and we had a Mrs. Crankus come in and had some issues there that we did manage to resolve by the end of that video. So we are picking it up right here where Mrs. Crankus has just left. There was one detail on that though that I wanted to take care of. So we're going to do that first. She did Mr. Avius using that relic did make her 20 years younger, or at least appear that way, not actually younger, but the appearance of being 20 years younger. I thought it might be useful because Mrs. Crankus may show back up in the story. Who knows what the dice will do. But just in case, it might be useful for us to know how old Mrs. Crankus was, so that we will know how old she looks now. I mean, it could be somewhat humorous, depending on some things. So I thought about how we could structure that, and I think we'll just consult the Oracle for that, and we will establish that we'll establish the I can't think of the right word. It'll come to me, I promise. We'll establish the baseline of her age at 30. I think we'll start it at 30. No, I believe 40. I think we'll do 40. Yes. Well, we'll start it at 40. We'll ask the Oracle, is she older? Is she equal to or older than 40? And then depending on that answer, it'll tell us if she's over 40 or under 40, or if we, oddly enough, get a twist. I think the scene's in control of this one, because she's not in control of her own age, so that is going to have an effect on this, no doubt. Here we go. And it's a 5, so there is no twist. Okay. We get an 11, which I think we were going 50-50 on that. So an 11 is the target number for 50-50. So that answer is yes. She is 40 or over, although it's exactly the number, so not much over 40, it would assume. So given that, I think we will. I think we'll just roll a d20 and see how much we add to her age. 8. So she was 48. So Mrs. Crankus was 48. We'll just make a note over here that she was 48. Need to get something to write on. I'm going to be pushing through the page on this soft thing. I have Mr. Avius right here, helping us out, and I have the note card Oracle right down here. All right, so she's 48. All right, so and then when we left off, Mr. Avius was turning his attention back to Lucriusious, who showed up earlier in the scene, answering his employment call, which everyone was a little nervous on both sides of that equation, and I think we were going to determine. I think we determined actually that he would be He will be. He will be. I think he's going to be rearranging the bookshelves. I think is where we were at. Um, Yeah, I don't think I made a note of that, but that's what I recall. That we had already consulted the Oracle on that one, and he's going to show him how to organize the bookshelves. The other thing that I wanted to consider is, does Lucriusious, how much did Lucriusious hear of the interaction between Mrs. Crankus and um, Mr. Avius? Um, he didn't say anything out loud there. He does not offer a refund. He just claims it didn't work as well, but he does resolve. So yeah, I don't think Lucretius actually got wind of Mr. Avius's character in that interaction, at least. So we do have that little scene. All right, so here we go. He is now showing Lucretius the ordering of the books on the bookshelf in his vast library that he wants to do, that has gotten apparently out of order, and he would like them put back in. I believe he would like them put back in alphabetical order. And let's see if Lucretius understands the job accurately at this point. So I think it doesn't sound super complicated, although it could be. All right. And who's in control of this one? Um, I think the characters are in control at the moment for this particular question. Um, and we get a guess. So likely is a 9 plus, and we got a 10, and the 5 means there's no twist. So yes, he does indeed understand. He does understand how to arrange them. So he gets to work doing that, and then Mr. Avius is going to uh, he's going to watch him for a little while and see if he approves of his work. So I think we'll ask the Oracle if he approves of his work, just to be sure. Um, and I think, seeing how we don't know how well Lucretius works at this point, we will just make that a 50-50 roll. There you go. And 50-50, we just barely make it again. We're getting a lot of 5s on the 6-sided die, so no twist yet. So I think now that he is satisfied that Lucretius is ordering his books in the correct order, there's a lot of books. It's going to take him quite a while to do that. We will. I wonder if we should track that in some way. I'll think on that. But in the meantime, Mr. Avius is going to go back into some other part of his study, and he's going to do what Mr. Avius does in his spare time. And I think we will. I think we'll do something to prompt the story along a little bit, because we're going to need something at this point to happen. So we will go ahead and roll. We'll just say a twist. We need a twist to occur at this point in the story, and the twist is for an active figure. Um, the active figure, I believe, is Mr. Avius at this point in time. So we will roll on some. Oops. Roll on some words, and we get move. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, move. Mr. Avius is moving. And over here we get bizarre. Oh. So we have found out that Mr. Avius is moving and bizarre. So he's moving something around, and it is bizarre, whatever it is that he is doing. So move and bizarre. Awesome. So What would that be, do you think? So he has that relic that could be in there. What would be something else bizarre that Lucriusious doesn't even know he's a wizard yet, so this is interesting. Um, let's throw out some ideas. There could be like a crystal ball that would be weird to Lucriusious. There could be a pet, maybe like a pet baby dragon. That's an option. Or maybe he has a talking mouse. That's also an option. Um, there could be a little goblin that he has caged. So I think that's three options we could evaluate, or four. I think that was the crystal ball. So let's make a note of those. We just rattle those off. We have the crystal ball. Crystal ball. We have a baby dragon. We have a goblin. And we have a talking rat or mouse. We'll go with mouse. Talking mouse. So that's a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. We need to evaluate. With our six-sided probably. So we need to weight that just a little bit. I feel like the crystal ball is unlikely. This looks good. So this will be a 2 to a 3, and this will be a 3 to a 4, or a 4 to a 5, and this will be a 6. Let's roll and see what his bizarre. It's a talking mouse. We have a talking mouse. Okay, so we have the talking mouse here with Mr. Avius in the back. So I think the next thing we would decide is, does Lucriusious hear him talking to the talking mouse in the back? So we have a talking mouse plot. We'll call that. Yep, his bizarre move. So he's moving the mouse. Is that what he's doing? He's talking to the mouse or moving maybe he's moving the mouse in or out, I wonder. Or to another room. Don't have a good feeling on that. Feels like he's moving the mouse in. I think that's probably what it is. So he's trying to find a place to put the talking mouse. Yes. All right. So he's having a conversation with the talking mouse to figure out where in his tower to put the talking mouse. So does Lucriusious hear them? Is the question that is bubbling up in my mind that we would maybe want to find out. So let us roll and see. How likely is it he hears them? So he's kind of busy shelving books. That's probably making a little bit of sound. The tower is tall, so sound kind of goes up more than out, maybe. It's probably made of stone, so it's probably unlikely he hears them. I think it's unlikely he hears them. So let's go. But the scene is in control of whether or not he hears them, I think, more than anything else. So let's roll that and see. Yeah, he doesn't hear them. And there is no twist. So good. So far, Mr. Avius is good to go. So he is going to move his mouse, I believe, up into the tower, a few steps or floors up into the tower, and we will get him tidied away. And let's make a note here. We have a talking mouse now in the story, which is a character or a figure. Let's make a note of that. The talking mouse may come up and do something like get out of his cage, or who knows. All right. And all right. So Mr. Avius finds a good place for the talking mouse. We need a name for the talking mouse. Um, let's go with no, not Mister. Lemmy. Lemmy. That is the name of the mouse. So, talking mouse. His name is Lemmy. Okay, awesome. So here we go. Mr. Avius comes down. He decides to check up on the progress of Lucriusious, who is busily rearranging books, pulling books off the shelf. He has a stack of books over here and a stack over there, and a stack. In fact, he's stacked so many books up now. The stacks are pretty high. Do any of them tip over at this point? Because he has stacked the books so high. I think um, uh, he's not done this before, so he may have stacked them a bit haphazardly, even. So it could be likely that they fall over. I think that's probably pretty good. And we get, well, they don't fall over, but I think because the books could fall over on their own, that was the scene is in control in that case, and we have a 3. That means we have a twist. So what is the twist? What is the twist on? We get a 13. It's an active figure. It's an active figure. So when we have an active figure twist, we take our figure list. Do we leave Mrs. Crankus in the list? We have only 3 or 4 entries. Mrs. Crankus. I think we leave Mrs. Crankus in the story. She could come back. Maybe something happened with the spell, or I don't know. We'll see. So we get a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the talking mouse. So, well, I said it. Does he get out of his cage? That is and I said it. So I think he's talking. He's an intelligent mouse. I think it's highly likely he has figured out how to get out of his cage. And then is the mouse in control of this scene, or is the scene in control of this? I think sounds funny that the talking mouse is in control of the scene, but no, I think we'll go with the scene is in control, because not so much that the mouse is good at getting out. It's the cage was poorly locked, and that would be the scene itself, not the mouse. He was just happenstance lucky enough to find the cage easy to unlock. All right, so we get a 1, so we get so he definitely gets out of the cage, and we have a twist again, because we have a 1. In fact, even if the mouse was in control, we would have a twist. So yes, we have a twist, and this is where things start to go off the rails, no doubt. Here we go. So we roll this die to find out what our new twist is, and this is an active plot. The talking mouse was a plot. We're training. We're stacking books. And he has moved him, so that we'll leave that on there. So we have 3 things. Let's roll the d6. 3. And the oh dear, the the twist is involving the stacking books. I knew this was kind of, the dice. I just throw it out there and it happens. Okay, I love how that works out when you're playing a game. So we have a twist involving the stacking books. Let's roll on this and see what has befallen the stacking books process. So we get a 20 and a 6, which is anchor. Okay, anchor, stacking books anchor. And our action is an 8 and a 2. Old. Oh, well, these are old books. Oh dear. Does he damage one of them? does he pick it off the shelf and the cover rips off? Is that what has happened? Ooh, that that could be. Let's see. So we have some old books. All right, so let's make some notes so we don't forget. We have old books, um, and also the mouse has escaped his cage. It has escaped his cage. Just make a few notes so that we don't lose track of things. Old books. All right, so the old books. Do we have a mishap with old books? Do they get damaged? I think the scene's in control, and it's pretty likely that could happen. When we get a 9, yep, that is what happened, and we have a twist again. All right, so one of the books has torn. One book has torn, and that happened right about the time that Mr. Avius comes down, I would say. It sounds like that's probably the case. So we have a twist to deal with. So let's make it that we have a twist to deal with. But before we get to the twist, I want to see if Mr. Avius saw the book get torn, because that could cause a problem. So I think that's a 50-50. Did he get down in time to see it or not? 50-50, here we go. We need an 11. Nope, he does not, but we have another twist. So we have a twist related to the book getting torn. And we have a twist to deal with where Mr. Avius did not see the damage. Okay, so let's deal with the book and what happens here. We get a 12. It involves an active figure. So this is an active figure. Let's just check the other one right quick before we evaluate that one. This one is a momentum shift. Ooh. So the book tore, Lucriusious tore the book. And Mr. Avius came down the stairs and is to check on. So I feel like the character is in charge of those things. So that means the environment is now in control of what happens. The scene is now in control. That is the shift of control that has occurred. All right, so now that has happened, so we have the scene in control. All right, so the scene's in control and the book is torn, and we have an active plot that was involved. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. The talking mouse plot is the thing that is the twist. So about the time I got it. So at about the time the mouse, or about the time the book tears, and the mouse got out of the cage, and Mr. Avius is just getting downstairs. The mouse now comes running down the stairs, and he is saying he does not like to be in cages, and he's talking rather loudly for a mouse. Some squeaks in there, but he's become very vocal about he does not appreciate being locked in a cage, and he'll have no part of that. So that is that. We will. So now let's see if Lucriusious becomes aware of the mouse that's talking. I think it's a little more likely this time. So we'll make this a likely scenario. Plus got the torn book in his hand, and he's looking at Mr. Avius going, I hope he didn't see anything. And then here comes the mouth, right? So, yep, likely. Oh, it's nope. Still doesn't notice the mouse, and we don't have a twist. So the mouse continues on down the stairs. Does the mouse? Well, what does Mr. Avius do when he sees the mouse? Um, does he? What does he do? He probably he probably talks to it because that's who Mr. Avius is. So he probably tries to calm the mouse down, and he and he will agree. Will he agree not to put him in the cage? Kind of unlikely he would agree to that. I think he wants him in the cage, so pretty unlikely that that will happen. We do have a twist, and but he does despite his better wisdom, he decides not to put him in the cage. Okay, but we do have a twist to deal with, so let's deal with our twist. We get a 9. That is an active figure. Um, um, what's happening with our figure? Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The talking mouse. Okay. So Mr. Avius has just agreed not to put the talking mouse back in the cage. So the talking mouse decides to get bold, and he requests food. He's hungry. He needs to eat right away. So, all right, the mouse. Yeah, Mr. Xavius. What does the man got to? What does a mouse got to do around here to get some food? I mean, come on. It's been hours that I've been here, and there's not been as much as a scrap of cheese or anything. So, what I need to eat. That's that is the mouse asserting his dominance over Mr. Avius at this point. Um, so does Mr. Avius agree to get him food? Um, I think that is a 50-50, and that means it fails and yet another twist. So he tells the mouse, nope, no food for you. Sorry, not yet. It's not feeding time. And our twist is an 18. The twist is on the current scene. The current scene is the talking mouse. So, what does the mouse do in response? That's probably what this is about. Alrighty. Yeah. So we don't need this excited. We got a 17. We do need a 6. 17 and 6. We get counterfeit again. Oh, is the mouse gonna turn him in? Oh my goodness. Okay, what is the action? That could be the play. That might be it. The action is 7 and 6. Gothic. Counterfeit and Gothic. So let's think about that a moment. So counterfeit makes us think the mouse knows about the counterfeit spell, and Mr. Avius was being less than forthright about his dealings with Mrs. Crankus. So that is, yeah, Mr. Avius, quite the guy. That is one contingent. Gothic. Is this mouse a goth? Is this talking mouse a goth? Do we think that's what that is? Hmm. Could be. Gothic. Or is the castle a Gothic styled structure? Um, that is counterfeit in some way. Could be could be either one. Although the scene is the mouse, the talking mouse theme. Lemmy, Lemmy is Lemmy Gothic? Is Lemmy a goth? And if he is, um, and he he could know about the counterfeit spell. Let's put that on pause just a moment. Let's see if Mr. Avius has noticed, or if let's see if Lucriusious is honest enough to alert Mr. Avius that the book has been ripped. So I don't know of Lucriusious's uh, character at this point. So I think this is a 50-50. So if it's is this mean Lucriusious is going to tell Mr. Avery about the book he has torn the cover? Yes or no? Yes. And we'll see. Here we go. 17. Yes. Yes, he does. And the scene has been in control because we had a momentum shift, and there's nothing really has happened to shift it back. So we have a twist again. So this one we put on pause. We're going to deal with that in a bit. And Lucriusious is going to, there's an I in there, is going to inform. So he says, Mr. Avery, sir, these books are rather old, and this one seems to have torn. Um, I don't know what to do, but I'm letting you know this. I'm very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. This has occurred, um, and we have a reaction. What's his reaction? Um, and we had another twist here. So I will do his reaction first. Is it good? As in highly likely? Um, is it highly likely it's good? Likely it's good? A 50-50 unlikely that it's good? Or highly unlikely that it's good? I think it's unlikely that it's good. I mean, he's not of the best characters, so he's probably not going to be so emotive or forgiving of help that destroys his books. I mean, his books are important to him. He hired someone to organize them. So yeah, I think it might even be highly unlikely that he would be um, empathetic in this scenario. So yes, highly unlikely that he would be empathetic. And you get a 16, which yeah, he's not happy. We don't get another twist, but we do have an early twist for the first thing that when he asked about if the book, if he was going to tell him. So let's deal with that. Get a 2. That's the active plot. This active plot is related to the training. So we have to pick a plot from the plots list. So we roll a d6. We get 1, 2, 3. Well, it's about stacking the books. This particular twist is about stacking of the books. So does yet another thing befell the books? That could be the case. Let's see. We'll roll an action table. 9 and 2. Drain. And 17 and 4. Cursed. The drain is cursed. Related to stacking the books. Drain is cursed. And we still have this Gothic thing. So we have Gothic and counterfeit, and drain and cursed. This is related to the to Lemmy. And this is related to the books being stacked. And if we take Gothic to imply the tower type, the construction format of the tower, and we have Mr. Avery's unsavory character, an unsavory character in the mix, and we have something's cursed. So is the book cursed? The one that was torn? That could be. And then drain. Um, let's see if the book that was torn is cursed. Because I could see him having some non-nice things in his library, perhaps. So let's let's say that's likely that the book is cursed. And it is. It is a cursed book that was torn. Okay. And so we have counterfeit, Gothic, and drain left to deal with. Does the cursed book drain your energy? And if it was torn, I think counterfeit. I think that means the mouse does know about the Mr. Avery lied about the spell. Gothic. I think we're gonna apply that to the tower. That's the construction and stylization of the tower. It's a Gothic tower, and then we've got the cursed book. We have a drain. Um, is there a drain in the floor, or is it, or does Mr. Avery might know that that is the cursed book, so the color may drain from his face. He may go pale because he knows what the curse is. Okay, so Mr. Avery goes pale when he becomes aware of the book that has been torn, because it is a cursed book, which might be why it tore. It may have just it could be the Lucriusious merely picked the book up, and because it was a cursed book, it tore. And there's something that happens if the book is torn, and it's a cursed book, so it will try to do that. So it will lean towards being torn, and there we go. So does Mr. Avery implies he does. He went pale. Does he know what is the curse is, or is he just know it's cursed and he's worried about what that might do? So does he know? I think this is a 50-50 roll. If he knows. He does not know. He does not know what has happened. And there is the drain, and we have the mouse who is hungry, and we have Lucriusious with a cursed book in his hands, and we have Mr. Avery with the color drained from his face, and he's afraid of what's going to happen. maybe it's a counterfeit book also. So nothing's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see if anything happens. I think it's a 50-50 if anything happens. Well, something does happen. Okay. So I think in this case we're just going to roll on the action and the descriptors to see what it is that has happened. So we get a 17 and a 1. Imitate. Imitate. And an 11 and a 2. Quiet. So imitate and quiet. Um, the room falls silent, apparently. And no one can hear who else is talking. No one can hear each other talk. And then imitate. Would imitate deafness. So they're not actually deaf. It's imitating. It's imitating deafness. So yes, no one can hear anyone talk. They can see their mouths moving. Even Lemmy can't hear Lemmy anything Lemmy's saying. So now we have the scene in this library with a bunch of books piled all over the place, and a torn book, and Mr. Avery and Lemmy, the talking mouse, and Lucriusious, all standing in this crowded room of lots of books, and nobody can hear each other talk. Um, I think at this point, does that mean Lucriusious decides he does not need to work here? Is he's like, this just got weird. I'm out of here. Um, Torn book or not, this I did not sign up for this. Yes, I am out of here. All right, let's see. I don't think he cares about the money. I think this is a likely thing to happen. Um, it's not. So he thinks it. But he does not actually execute on it. Mr. Avery, he probably is trying to think of some way to break the curse. So does he come up with a way to break the curse? So far, he's not proved to be a very good wizard, so I think it's unlikely that he comes up with a way to break this curse. It indeed is unlikely, but we do get a twist because the scene is very much in control. So let's do our twist. We get a 6. It's on an active plot. Okay. Our active plot is one of those 3 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The stacking books. Something happens to the stacking books now. So this is just getting weirder, perhaps. Let's see what has happened. 10 and 5. Raise. Oh my goodness, are the books going to start raise? Oh my. Is there ghosts too? What's going on? And 9. What modern? Raise and modern. So no one can talk. The stacked books are stacked up. So one of the newer books, I think, begins to rise up into the air, all on its own. Yes, that seems best. Does it raise other books with it or just itself? I don't know. I think that's a 50-50 shot at that. No other books. So just the one book begins to raise into the air, and now Lucriusious is seeing this happen, and it's becoming more likely that he's just going to bolt, I think, at this point. So let's see if he does. And he does. We get a 6. We needed no. We get a 10. We needed a 6, a 5 or higher. So so Lucriusious looks at Mr. Avery as starts talking. Mr. Avery doesn't know what he's saying. He's got his hands up in the air. He's like he's pointing at the floating book and the talking mouse and the book that ripped, and he's just his hands are flying, and he's like I'm done. I can't deal with this. And he just zips out the door. That and that ends our job. That I think that's it. I think that was the story that we started with. We started a new job, and we arrived a bit unsettled, and we left considerably more unsettled than we did. There is a 48-year-old Mrs. Crankus walking around town who looks 28. So I'm sure someone is eyeing her, and yes, I think we'll call it a wrap right there. This has been fun. This little note card thing I think is really cool. It could get a little challenging playing it just on its own, but it would definitely it will definitely cause you to use your creative juices to keep the story going. But we did all right. But if you were to pair this with a system, I think this would be a great simple little oracle to help you find your way through the system. Um, I would say if you get to a point where you don't know what to do next, I think you could just roll an action and a descriptor and use that as and maybe roll 2 of them and then use the 4 of them that you get to try to figure out what's going to happen next in your story. I think if you get stuck and you just have this note card, I think that would probably be the way to go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the conclusion of this little episode. Um, we'll hold on to Mr. Avius. Maybe we'll see him again in the future in some other video. And Lemmy. Lemmy and Mr. Avius. Okay, we still have Mrs. Crankus. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully this was not super boring. It may have been, but that's how it goes sometimes. But I did want to see where this story went. It got a little bizarre, and but we did wrap it up, so I'm happy about that. So thank you for all of the views and subscriptions with my fairly new channel. It's been wonderful, the comments. And I'm going to wrap this one up. So I will conclude right here, and we will, no, we won't. There it is. We will conclude. And until next time, see ya.